What's going on, guys? Maskstronaut here. Today I wanted to make a free-to-play Realm of Gods team. I just was curious, could you do it? Is it possible? Would it work? So I dug through the Realm of Gods category here and I picked out some units. I wanted to try building the team around this one Goku because I think his leader skill is very interesting. So I was just looking through here and I was like, man, there's a lot of good units in here, but a lot of them are universal polls, but some of them are, all the really hard hitters are Dokkenfest exclusives. So I was like, man, could you run a free-to-play team? So here's some units, and we're going to go through them. So first off, the free-to-play lead, there are actually two Realm of Gods free-to-play leads you can choose from. This is the one I decided to go with. I think there's out of the couple you can get, there's West Kai, this Goku, Supreme Kai, and then Gowasu and Zamasu. But I think the Goku, this was one that piqued my interest the most because of this. Realm of Gods category key +5. Now, especially for a free-to-play team where you're restricted by the next bit of this, which HP, attack, and defense +50, win team includes all 5 super types, similar to Tech VB or LR free-to-play. Great Saiyaman 1 and 2, you have to have one of each super type. So that might be a little bit difficult for some people, especially on a free-to-play team. Or you may be running into key links trying to get each typing in. So having that +5 key is going to help tremendously. This Zamasu, I think, is going to be your best friend leader because mainly between him and the Goku, I think he's a little bit better. Well, Goku is going to give you 20% more defense. This Zamasu is going to give you 20% more HP and attack. He also, his super attack lowers enemy defense by 50% for 3 turns. He also recovers HP by 7%, which we'll get into in a little bit here. He transforms, like he's a cool unit, and I think he's going to help the team more than Goku does. Really what Goku would do is a little bit more defense for less HP and attack, but then it would pretty much lead to you would just really be relying on dodging and stuff like that, and neither one of them really links with the team better, so I thought Zamasu was just a better friend lead. But next, for covering the STR, Super STR category on this team, there's 2 picks. The first one is LR Vegito Blue. I mean, what can I say about this guy? He's a free-to-play LR, free-to-play. We all know about, VB's free-to-playness. But he is, nonetheless an amazing unit. He's still great. He kind of got foreshadowed a little bit there by Tech Vegito Blue. Especially, there's so many people out there who still haven't gotten this guy because of how hard it is to get him. But he has some interesting mechanics that we'll talk about later that work for other units we're using. However, your other Super STR option is actually this Super STR West Kai. So this West Kai, sure, her leader skill isn't too much to brag about, but her super attack is actually kind of nice. It raises attack for 1 turn and causes supreme damage to enemy, which is pretty much a 30% SA multiplier. It's nice. It does its own, it serves its purpose. Her passive attack and defense +50%, chance to perform a critical hit, +7% per Realm of Gods category ally on the team. This is really helpful because each unit on the team is Realm of Gods, so you're going to be getting a 49% chance to crit just by having her on the team as it is. So you could run, if you've got 49% crit, if you gave her 20 crit, you'd be getting like 89 crit. So if you wanted to go full crit with her, you could. If you wanted to split it and go additional to try to get 2 crits, maybe you want evasion, so because you already know she's probably going to do some damage. Whatever you decide to go with, I'm going to try some stuff out on my own. She links up okay with some other units that are on this team. She's mainly used to farm the AGL's SA, but as a card, she serves her own purpose. Now, obviously, I would recommend running LRVB, way before, the Supreme Kai, but if you don't have him, she is still a pretty good unit. Next up, we're going to be starting on the Super Tech slot. Super God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta. This card is amazing, especially after you easy A him, like his super is raising defense by 30 to 50%. He, also doubles as a movie heroes category lead. His passive is giving him +4 key. Another thing to mention is that combined with this 5 key plus 3 ki, you're going to be getting a bonus of 8 ki just off the top. Like, just straight up entering combat, you have 8 ki just from the leader skills. And plus this, passive, he's instantaneously going to be getting a super. Even, uneasy aid, like he's getting +3, that's still, that's a 13 ki bonus right there. So he's going to be supering out of the gate every time, so you could feed your orbs into his best linking partner on this team, LRVB. Like, if you need to give him all the ki, you don't have to worry about this Vegeta not supering. He's great. He links up great actually with that Vegito. He's the best linking partner for him on this team. Enough said about this guy. He's been out for a while. You should have him by now. The next super tech on the team, which I would probably consider this guy to be more of like running a 6th unit, or I say maybe run him instead of the Vegeta if you don't have the Vegito and you're running West Kai, because he's going to link up with her a lot better. I think they have like godly power, supreme power, stuff like that. Like, they share a few more skills than like this Vegeta does. Realm of Gods category ki +3, attacking defense +50. So he is the counterpart. He's another Realm of Gods lead, but I think that ki +2, or the +2 ki, the +5 ki that this Goku gives, so 2 more ki over typical ki 3 leaders. I think that's going to buff this category or this team a lot. He also has his passive is ki +1, attack and defense +20 per Realm of Gods category ally on the team. So that's, I believe, ki +7, attack and defense +150 for himself, which is not a number to blink at. I think that is a decent increase for this guy. His stats are pretty okay. He is 100% free to play. You grind him up from a mission. I believe it's actually the same mission you can get West Kai from, so nothing to really worry about there. You can get 2 birds with 1 stone when that mission comes around. Another thing he has is his super attack raises super class allies attack by 30% for 1 turn. So he doesn't have a support passive, but he does have a support super skill. So that's, it's pretty good there. And he links up very well with the West Kai. Next, we have for our super physical, the first one I want to start off with is this Super Saiyan God Goku. Now, I want to premise this by saying that the Super Saiyan God Goku, he is not 100% free to play. You do get him by Dokkan Awakening this SR that you Dokkan Awaken from this SR, or sorry, SSR to SSR. This is the white hot face-off Goku. I'm pretty sure everyone's pulled this guy a million times in their summons. He's not a featured unit. Sometimes he is. He's the featured SR. He's everywhere. You've pulled this guy a million times for sure. You know who he is. But maybe you didn't know that he Dokkan Awakened into a pretty decent support 2 years after this guy released, and this guy was pretty much meant for SA farming. This guy came out, and he's pretty decent actually, and he works surprisingly well for this team. Super attack, just supreme damage. His passive is STR ki +2, attack +25%. Obviously, there's not really any other physical units you'd want to run if you had this guy on the team. However, again, that's 2 ki and 25% for this guy. So you're sitting at, I actually have a little tab up. So you're getting 2 ki, which is, what is it? Yeah, it's some attack and defense, and then with this guy, you're getting 4 ki. So Vegito Blue out of the gate is getting 12 ki, 8 from skills. If you link him up with Vegito, or sorry, 8 from leader skills. If you link him up with Vegeta, you get another 4 ki, so that's already a 12 ki. Then if you throw this guy on as a floater and he gets in a rotation, then you've got 2 ki, so you're running 14 plus whatever other orbs you pick up, plus Vegito's passive, which is probably going to be activated a lot of the time, is raises ki up to 10. The less HP remain, the greater the ki boost. You're at 80, or just at 100, you're getting a +2, so that's a 16 right there. If you're at under 80%, you get 4, so there's instantly your 18 ki super. If you're at 60 HP, he works well with this team because I'm expecting people are going to be getting, a decent amount of damage or taking some decent amount of damage because, it's a free to play team. It's not the best. He doesn't link up too terribly well aside from that. I think he actually also gives Vegito another like 20% to attack. So, you know, for what he is, he's actually pretty good. He has some decent stats. Yeah, I think he's a solid unit. Now, the actual free-to-play friendly super physical card you can pull for this team, you know, it's a drop card again from an event, is the Beerus Monica costume, or Monica, however people pronounce his name. I want to call him Monica. He is also a representative of Universe 7 free-to-play leader. His super attack is interesting. Causes supreme damage to enemy while sacrificing 7% HP. Now, his passive skill directly benefits from this, but so does Vegito. You have a unit on the team who is also just constantly lowering HP as he super attacks, but it's in a controllable manner. So maybe if you say, hey, you know, if you have this guy in the rotation before Vegito and you want him to super attack, you could say, all right, if I do the super attack, Vegito's going to get 2 more ki. Then he may 18 ki super, or he may 24 ki super. Just kind of playing with those, I'm going to call them health gate strats, because I don't think it's something we see too much in Dokkan aside from like big bad bosses teams. But once you get that ball rolling, it's kind of set up. Having a unit that actively also lowers your HP while you're just using it is kind of cool, and it relays to his passive skill, which is attack plus 77% for 4 turns after receiving an attack. Cool little buff, and that does reset after the 4 turns. You can get hit again for another 77% attack. Raises attack up to 77%. The less HP remaining, the greater the stat boost. That's its own whole thing. It's like 7.7 per 10%. So he's just, you know, he's here. He's got a little bit weaker stats than this Goku, because he is truly free to play, unlike this Goku who's technically summonable. So I don't believe you could use him in things like prime battles. I may be wrong, but he isn't. This Goku is technically free to play, but he's not free to play friendly. But you know, if you do, I swear, if you do like 50 summons just from free stones the game gives you, you'll probably have enough copies to rainbow this guy. Just saying. However, this Monica is 100% free to play friendly. You grind him up, you get him, he's there. Pretty solid unit. Not much else to say about him. I can't remember who he links up best with. We'll take a look at that in a second. We're almost at the end of it, but this isn't even the most interesting unit. For Super Int, the only free to play Super Int character that we can run on this team is Grand Supreme Kai, who you get from the Baba shop for 300 gems. So already, to rainbow this guy, you have to grind 1,500 incredible gems, which is interesting, and it's a hell of a grind for this shitty unit. He's old. He's from 2016. Has not received a Dokkan Awakening, so he is just an SSR. We're gonna look at him. So one thing that is really nice is his super attack does lower defense by 20%, or enemy's defense by 20% for 3 turns. That's better than nothing. I'm glad he has this rather than just extreme damage. Like, I'm glad he is lowering defense. It will help you out in the long run. Passive skill, HP plus 2,000 per ki sphere obtained. Remember, this guy is going to start off with 8 ki. You get 2 int orbs. That's his super attack. So he's going to be lowering defense of enemies. Plus, he's going to get 4,000 HP just off of his passive. Plus, then, I'm not even sure how it works entirely, but I know you do get HP back depending on the number of orbs of your typing you get, and also based off of a percentage of your defense. So he's gonna get a little bit more than 2,000 per int orb, but it is there. I think this might help because of how low the health is on this team, especially if you don't have something like LR Vegito, that you might be able to play with, you know, keeping like, oh, I want to stay at, let's say, 60% health so I can get a decent buff, but I'm not at the risk of getting one hit KO'd, but I don't know how to like stay at that health level. Well, maybe, I'm not sure because I need to test it out a bit more, but maybe this guy can help you stay at the health gate you want to stay at. I don't know, I'll have to take a little bit more time looking into him because I still have to grind this guy up and get him, but I'll be making a video on that as soon as I'm done. He's the only, so if you don't have this guy, this team doesn't work. For free to play, a 100% true free to play. Obviously, if you have pulled someone and you've pulled this Beerus or this Whis or this Vegeta or this Goku, like, you could run one of them instead, but as a purely free to play option, this guy is the only one. The next card we're going to look at is a 6th unit, because you need 5 types on this team. However, unless they changed it for some reason, I'm pretty sure this Goku counts as your AGL unit, just like the Tech VB counted as the tech unit for that team. This Vados is pretty solid. She is a TUR. She awakens from a Universe 6 mission, I believe the one that you could grind a bunch of different cards on for SA and stuff back a while ago. But she's pretty solid, actually. She is also a Universe 6 free-to-play lead. She causes supreme damage to enemy and lowers enemy attack by 20% for 3 turns. Pretty solid super skill. Her passive, high chance, 50% chance to evade enemies' attack, including super attacks, and then she also has a Universe 6 support skill, but you're not going to use that on this team. She actually links up incredibly well with this Supreme Kai, and I think that's about it. Maybe also the Monica, because it's like Beerus. But she works solid on this path. This is also, I'm pretty sure, the only Vados card in the game, and she's actually pretty solid for what she does. I'd say that there's not really a point to use her unless you only have her, maybe you already have her rainbowed for some reason. Yeah, you're not going to run her in place of this Goku, because then this team, again, you have to have this Goku, you have to have this guy for this team to even work as a free-to-play team. So she's kind of an optional 6th unit, but I do think that there are some better optional units for this team. However, she is a solid choice, especially if you find yourself needing to evade attacks a lot because you just cannot get hit. So yeah, she's pretty solid. The next unit is LR Zamasu Goku. Either way, if you have him just LR, or if he's awakened, or he's Easy Aid, he's great either way. If you have him Easy Aid, great. If not, he's still going to be phenomenal. I mean, he's pretty self-explanatory. He is a free-to-play Easy A. You can only run him on the team as an optional 6th unit because he is extreme STR. So you can't run him in place over this Vegito Blue. You can't. He runs as his own unit. He does great damage, Easy Aid. He lowers enemy attack and defense. He raises his own attack and defense. This unit is crazy. He's great, and if you can use him as the optional 6, honestly, I would. There may be some synergy depending on which units you have, and we're going to take a look at that in a second, but this guy speaks for himself. Like, he's what he is. He's great. He is an LR. He is, I think, the best free-to-play unit in the entire game. He is on par with most lower middle to lower summonable LR classes, in my opinion. Anyway, we're going to look at the link over here. We're going to look at the kind of the units I have picked out. So as a lead, you need your Goku. For STR, you're going to need this Vegito. Optional West Kai. For tech, you're going to need either this Vegeta or this Supreme Kai. For physical, you're going to need either this Goku or this Monica. And then for int, you have to have this Supreme Grand Supreme Kai, whatever his name is. These are your 2 most optional units because it's not like you have to run one of these. These 2 already have their slot, or in the case of Goku or Zamasu Goku, he is completely optional. You can't run him in any of the required categories. So just taking apart, let's look at what I would consider probably the most powerful team on here, which would consist of Goku, LRVB, because he's going to probably link up the most with the heavy hitters on this team. So you've already got 3 links between these 2 units. So you've got 20% up in attack plus 2 ki. Great for these 2. Vegeta is going to be his best linking partner. I think actually it's one of the most links in this team. You're going to get ki plus 4 and attack plus 20. These 2 are going to work great. But in theory, let's say you don't have Vegito and you have to have West Kai. She doesn't even link up with Vegeta. Like, you can't really do this as a rotation. So maybe you do this as a rotation. But who do you link up with West Kai? Is West Kai even worth running? She's not really going to support anyone, so she's probably going to be on rotation. I'd say either at that point, you'd need Vados or Supreme Kai here. She doesn't link up with anybody else, really. Like, these are the only 2 units. So you could say, oh, this is going to be my rotation, is these 2 and then these 2. And then you would need, you know, I would say it would probably be best to, at that point, either run Goku as your support, run Goku is going to deal or give more support to 2 units or 3 units in particular, whereas Monica is going to give the entire team overall more support. So you've got, like, you know, he's going to give all of these units 2, he's going to give Vados 3, he's going to give this guy 1, he's going to give even Goku Black 2 links, whereas this Goku is giving, you know, Super Saiyan Blue Goku, what is that, 4, he's going to give Vegeta 2, Weskai 1, like, it depends on where you need your links. So maybe this team, if you don't have Vegito, I'd say if you don't have Vegito, you're going to want to focus running the Kais a little bit more. But if you can say, all right, I'm going to throw Vegito in there, or I'm sorry, you might want to do, well, no, I guess you would still do this. You'd say, all right, well, I've got this team, so I can throw Goku in there because I know he's going to help Vegito out more. And then, you know, this is all you need. And then you could say, well, I guess because my team is kind of stacked, it's got its rotations. You could say this is a rotation. Maybe, you know, you could make this a rotation. Maybe those 2 could be a rotation. And then this is a rotation. And you have him as a floater unit just because he's not really going to do anything anyway. And then you could put Goku Black on there because he's practically going to get enough ki to do most of his supers anyway. So you could run that. There's so many different combinations you could run with these units just depending on what you have. Obviously, there's some units that are kind of hard to get, like this Goku. You need to get somewhat lucky on summons. This Vegito, you need to be lucky with what units you have, whereas all of these units, aside from this Goku, but, you know, there's no reason to be even making this team without that Goku. All of these units are completely farmable. You know, like, these units are completely farmable. Even this, you know, LR Zamasu Goku, he's farmable as well. So this could be a team that you run. This is all of these guys are farmable just from missions. So there's different things you can run. I'm gonna try getting this team myself and see how it works out. And I'll let you guys know. I just wanted to, I was so curious to see, how would a team like this even work? Would it be possible? Well, I guess it is. I'm gonna grind up and see when I can get this team, and then I want to make a video on this team for you guys. If anyone else is able to do so, I'd love to see what your results were, because I think this is such a funny combination. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be back with more free-to-play Dokkan Battle teams. I think they're so interesting to make compared to, like, standard summonable teams, because at that point you just throw a bunch of LRs on there, and there's really, like, oh yeah, you could run any combination. Like, if you just go to Realm of Gods, it's like, all right, let me put together a team. Zamasu, Goku, you know, Gogeta, Vegito, AGL, you know, Gogeta, Vegito Blue. Like, there's so many units. Like, just honestly, from this small portion of the screen I can see right now, like, not even zooming all the way down, you could make an insane team with that. So I think I really enjoy making these free-to-play teams, because you have to put thought into, like, you know, who the hell would use this Grand Supreme Kite? Anyone ever looking at this guy's page to go, that's fodder. However, doing these teams make you realize, like, oh wait, this guy actually, like, lowers defense. Oh, he actually might kind of work with this weird health gate system that we're using with, you know, this Monica and Vegito. Like, how the hell do these 3 units even line up? Well, they have this health gate. You know, it's just interesting stuff like that. So I want to make more of these teams for you guys. I'm going to work on that. You know, let me know what you guys think. If you think it's the stupidest team in the world, please let me know. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys later.